Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Elevate Your Life podcast. We are on episode 103, Cheryl.
103.
Moving right
Almost
along.
200, Paul. Almost to 200.
Yeah, we're on our way.
Well on our way.
We love doing Thursdays. Thursday is our favorite day. It's Leadership Day. Cheryl and I are obsessed with helping people improve their leadership. We're working through a book by John Maxwell, 21 Laws of Leadership. He just released a new copy at the beginning of June, and a new version of that 21 Laws of Leadership. So we're going through it with everybody. It's the leadership Bible, if you will. It's the book you go to really learn how to be a great leader. And today, Cheryl, we're on leadership law number 9, the Law of Magnetism.
I like this law, Paul. I really do, because it makes sense. It's easy to understand, for me anyway, the law of magnetism. And it's simply who you are is who you attract, right?
Yeah.
I think that's just that simple, who you are. And if you're not attracting the people that you want, then guess what? You have to change yourself to be able to attract them.
Yeah. Yeah. And even we, Cheryl, we've talked about this in the past. And so I think there's a lot of business owners out there that don't have this attitude to where they think, well, I don't have any of these qualities, but I'll just hire people who have these qualities. And it doesn't quite work that way. The culture is not going to be there. We talked about Steve Jobs. Like, he was dedicated. He was in it. He was the hardest working person in the building. When you have leaders like that, that set the pace, great things happen in the company. So John starts off this chapter by talking about how other companies would hire him to consult with them. And the number one thing they wanted help consulting with, or one of the top things, was hiring other people. John, we want to hire some other people. How do we do that? Like, what's the best thing we do? John's like, well, what qualities are you looking for in people? And they're like, well, we want people who are hard workers. We want people with a good attitude. We want people who are good team players. So they had this long list of the qualities they were looking for in the new employees they wanted to hire. But John's first question to them, which really startled them, was, well, are you guys hard workers? Do you guys have a good attitude? If you don't have a good attitude and you want to hire people with good attitude, people with good attitude aren't going to want to work for you because you don't have a good attitude.
Well, and I love the reaction of the the leaders that he was talking to, or the people who own the company. They're like, why does that matter? Why? It doesn't matter what I am. It matters. What matters are the people that we hire. Because we want a great company, and we want to hire the best people, and all of these things. And it's like, no, you have to be like that if you want to hire those people or attract those people to you.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I love that they were so shocked. Like, what? What are you talking about?
And I think, Cheryl, it's more so now than ever. We've just gone through this huge shift in the world. Since COVID, like, everything's got turned upside down. And there's this massive shifts in everything where people do have options now. Where do I work? What do I do? And they're reevaluating everything. Yeah. And like, this is who I am. I have these qualities, and I want to align myself with a company or a team or group or whatever that I fit in with, that matches those things. I think it's more now than ever. That's what people are looking for. So this law of magnetism, I think, is just huge at this moment in time.
Absolutely. And again, I think it's super important to remember that wherever you're at in your life, whatever you're doing, if you're not attracting the people that you want in your life, Paul, the more I think about it, the more important it is. And my mom always used to say this to me, you need to have good friends. Is that a good friend? And I'd be like, who cares? I like the person. It doesn't matter if they're good or bad or what they're doing. My mom's like, oh, it matters, all right. And now I know it matters, all right. Right? Because I'm saying the same thing to my kids.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think it's the same way here. But I love, Paul, that if you're not happy with who is attracted to you, then change yourself. You get to change yourself.
Well, the last thing people would think of, Cheryl, is looking in the mirror and saying there's something wrong with me.
Well, I no, but that's what I'm saying.
This
Yeah,
is
go out and find another friend that you might like or that might like you, right? But no, it is all about that. And I promise you, as you change and as you grow and as you think of, and we're going to talk just in just a minute here about the qualities, right? That we love and the qualities that we're looking for. But just think about that as we go through these and think about, hey, listen, if I don't have that quality and I want to hang out with people with that quality, then I have to change myself. I have to grow.
yeah. I think though, Cheryl, what I've seen in people is that everyone wants to be liked. That's the number one thing. I'm the fear of not fitting in, of not being accepted. So you want to be in a group of people, and you find a group of people, and they're this way, whatever this way is, and you start doing things so that you could fit into that. You start accepting or taking on their qualities and their way of speaking
Sure.
and everything that they do just so you can fit in. Would you agree with that? You see that a lot too?
Well, absolutely. And I think especially as kids, right? Especially when you're kids. But
Yeah.
but also it absolutely happens as we get older, we start doing the same things. And it's so interesting to me because I would always think when my mom used to tell me that, I would always say, oh, that's not true, mom. I'm going to encourage them and persuade them. I don't think I used the word persuade, but I'm going to encourage them to do what I do, right?
Right.
I'm going to encourage them to, read the scriptures and maybe go to church or, just I'm going to help them. That's
Yeah.
really honestly what I thought. But inevitably, it didn't happen. And if it did, it was an absolute struggle all the time. Like, why do that? There's no sense in struggling as you're living your life, right? In this area. I think you can have those people around you that support you, that lift you up, that are there to help and guide you and along this journey with you. It doesn't have to be like a struggle at all times. So I just think that's really important.
So what you're saying is you kind of went into it with the right mindset, but if I'm hearing you correctly, you found a group of people and kind of ended up adapting to whatever they were instead of what you were.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens more than not, obviously, that way. And it takes a super strong person to say, no, these are the qualities that I want to have, and this is who I am. And then understand that because you're going to, you realize that, boy, with these qualities, none of my friends have these qualities. So that means none of them are going to like me anymore. And that's hard for people to deal with, that, friends, family, everybody is not going to want to be around you. But so you go through this time of loneliness, where you're not, being accepted as you used to. But that I believe in this vacuum effect, the law of the vacuum, where once you get rid of the bad stuff, and I know Cheryl, you're doing the law of vacuum with your closet at the moment, getting rid of all the clothes you haven't worn in a long time.
Oh yeah.
But that's a super great analogy because now there's room for new to come in. You had no room
Yes.
for new. I saw your closets and they're peck jammed with everything in the world
Yeah.
from back in the day. So it is
Right.
it took your daughter to come in for as a birthday gift to say, Mom, as a birthday gift to you, which I thought was the best birthday gift ever, is to I'm gonna help you get rid of all the shoes and clothes that you have not worn in a long time that are outdated.
I have to say it was easier because I didn't even see it. And I have to tell you, I didn't even see what she got rid of, but like I don't know and I don't miss it. But if I saw it, then I might want to keep it, right?
Right.
So I
But now
think
you
no,
have the room for new to come in,
absolutely, which
which is
is so
great.
important.
And
And it's
you know what you want now, and you go out and get that, and it comes in, and you got room for it. So I think this is what we're encouraging people to do here is to decide. So this is what Cheryl and I had to do. So we're like, okay, we're going to develop this Elevate Tribe, and we have a Facebook group, Elevate Tribe. Go there and join the tribe. Cheryl has a women's only Facebook group, Find a Fabulous, which is fabulous. And we're looking for qualities, for people to join. Who do we want to join these groups? So really, it all depends on the leader, though. So the people are looking at me, they're looking at you, Cheryl, and they're like, well, what kind of qualities do these two people have? Do they fit with what I have? Is this the right group for me to join? Be part of?
Right.
In many cases, the answer is no. This isn't things that I'm interested in at all. These aren't my qualities. So you don't join the group. But
Right.
in our opinion, this is the best group in the two best groups in the whole world on all of Facebook because of the qualities that we have and the people in the group have. So let's go through these. We kind of really, I mean, we spent a lot of time on this, deciding what qualities we're really looking for in people and who makes up Elevate Tribe, who makes up Find a Fabulous group, and what are the qualities that these people have. So let's go through them, Cheryl. What's the first one that we decided to
Oh my God.
really focus on?
I just started thinking how funny this is. People who are hungry, and we don't mean hungry for food.
Yeah,
I love that. No, people who are hungry, who are, I think when I think of people who are hungry, they're excited for life, they're excited for whatever opportunities are there, and they're willing to go out there and, take a step out of the comfort zone and really grab onto something that they believe in and go with it. That's what hungry means to me.
yeah. The way I look at it is, so I'm grateful for everything in my life, but I want more. And those are the people I really want to be around, where they're super grateful, like, hey, everything, I'm so grateful for everything I have, but I'm not satisfied. I want more. I know that there's more. God put me on this planet to do more than what I've done so far.
Right.
And just to have that hunger to, you can't elevate unless you're hungry. You want to get better. So that's
Yeah.
kind of a no-brainer, but it definitely is we need to put that as number one. What's number two, Cheryl?
I, I love that. Number two is people who are coachable.
Yeah.
Coachable.
So you
That,
can't
and I
just
think
be,
that is important.
yeah, you just can't be hungry. You got to be able to say, okay, now how do I elevate? How do I go from fine to fabulous?
Yeah.
And this is where, all of your past, Cheryl, comes into play, where you've gone through all these really bad experiences in your life, and it's not even fair to call it fine to fabulous. It's the real group name should be horrible to fabulous, um, horrendous to fabulous, because of what you had to go through. But because of those struggles and those obstacles you got to go through in life, you were able to become this fabulous woman now.
Yeah. And I think the reason why I said find a fabulous, and this is really interesting, and I would love to throw it in right here, is just because when I would be out talking to women, and when I talk to women all over still, it's like, hey, how are you doing? What's going on? Tell me a little bit about yourself. What's happening? And inevitably, it's always like, oh, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Oh, and I mean, fine is not good.
No.
Let's just say,
No.
right? And so that's why, and I love that it's, I don't know, I love to help women, um, you know, get on that journey, stay on that journey, and continue on to fabulous.
Yeah. So the people in these groups, they want more, and they're like, I'm just not sure how to elevate. I'm not sure how to go from fine to fabulous. So you got to be coachable.
Right. And then the next one is people are willing to do whatever it takes to succeed. So we want people who want to be successful, but they are willing to do the things, right? It's going to be hard. Well, we know this.
Yeah.
I like to say that. I like to say, listen, it's not going to be easy, because if it was easy, I just heard this at Pilates yesterday. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
Yeah.
Every single person would be doing it because it's easy. And
Yeah.
we tend to like easy. So it's going to be hard, but people who will do whatever it takes, figure out how to get around the obstacle, over the obstacle, through the obstacle, under the obstacle, whatever it is.
Yeah. I always go back to work because we're both in the weight loss industry, helping people lose weight, and I always go back to soon to be brides. Hey, Paul, I have a wedding in 3 months, in June 30th, and I got to lose 30 pounds. So tell me what to do. And they literally do whatever it takes to make that happen. You want me to, work out twice a day? Okay. You want me to stop eating this food and that food and that food? They're my 3 favorite foods in the world. Okay, no problem. Like, they're willing to do whatever it takes to be successful in this, and that, we talk about anyone in any profession, and both love sports. I know you in tennis, there's times where it's close. You've lost a set, you won a set, You're in a tiebreaker now, and it's like, hey, whatever it takes, we're going to go all out. I don't care if I got to dive into the crowd or whatever I got to do.
Yeah.
We're not losing this.
Yeah. That's true. That's absolutely right. And it is, it's I think it's and I do think it's a mindset, right? It's a mindset. And it's a I look, I don't care. And I know I've had this mindset for a while, right? It's whatever it takes. Well, I don't feel well today. Oh, well, what does that have to do with anything? I remember my dad always used to say, what does that have to do with anything? Like, I don't want to do that. Well, what I'm not sure why you're saying that has nothing to do with what we're doing. So just get out and do it.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And we see this just because we own the coaching program, the Institute of Holistic Health. We see this a lot with coaches. They're all wonderful people, but there are some that everyone comes to us hungry. They want more. They want to build this business. They're very coachable. They take the entire course, listen to everything we have to say. But the big fall off, Cheryl, where I see is that, are you willing to now take everything we taught you and go do it? And be willing to fail, and know that there's going to be struggle, especially initially in building any business. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
Just, you want to build a business, you got to have that whatever it takes attitude that I'm going to have to put in the extra hours. I'm going to put in the extra effort. There's going to be days that I don't feel like doing it, that I got to do it anyways. I'm just going to do whatever it takes to build this thing.
I love what you said, Paul. That's perfect, because that would be a great question to ask people as they're just getting started.
Yeah.
Are you willing to do whatever it takes to succeed? And I think most people would say, oh, absolutely. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. And then my favorite question next would be, are you willing to fail?
Yeah.
Because that to me is, I think, the hardest thing to realize that you have to do to be successful. You have to do it. Right. So,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just recently, all the different videos I'm watching and things that are happening in my life, I'm seeing a lot of great people who I really, really admire, who are my, mentors. How bad he started out. I mean, Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team, and
no, I know.
Derek Jeter, like he was crying every single day when he got, picked by the Yankees, drafted by the Yankees. He couldn't stop a ball to save his life. He had his first season, he had 56 errors. And he set a record of like the worst player in history. His first 31 at bats, he didn't hit one ball.
Yeah.
He was over 31. I mean, it's.
But I love that. I love a comeback story. We all do, every single one of us. And to hang in there, right? Are you kidding me? I think if I made 56 errors and I couldn't hit a ball, I might say baseball may not be for me. Okay.
Oh.
So
listen,
maybe we should see if I can do something else. Yeah. Right. But no, he said, oh, no, watch this. Right. Let me show you something. And that leads us into our next one, Paul, which is grow. Yeah. Right. You have to grow daily.
Yep. And that's what Elevate's all about. Going to Find a Fabulous is all about. It's growing. First of all, it starts with personal growth. But just being obsessed with the concept of, I got to make some progress today. And this is what I really feel like is going on in society today, Cheryl, is, there's like these three phases of the crisis, where in phase one, we had this COVID thing. Everyone was in shock and safety. I don't know what's going on, but we all got to lock ourselves in our closet because this is crazy.
Right.
Which is normal, and then you kind of get out of the closet in stage two and say, well, I got to figure this out. Like, what's going on? Like, what can I do? What can I do? So you're trying to be in that figure it out stage. And a lot of people are still stuck there. Yeah. But stage three is where we've been at the whole time, which is, hey, listen, it's time to make progress now. Enough of being in the closet, and wearing the mask and, all this other stuff. We just got to go out and do it now. And it's just amazing to me how many people can't get into stage three. They're just still in that, well, let's wait and see and figure it out kind of thing. So, but it's got to, which leads right into number 5, Cheryl, which is live intentionally, and I think the reason why we're able to do that is because we have that vision, in our minds. We have the vision board. we have the perfect story written out, and we work backwards. I love this idea of backwards design where we're starting with this out there and then we're working backwards. And what do I need to do today to move in that direction?
Yeah, I love that. It's something that has changed my life. One of the biggest things that's changed my life is just realizing that we need to know where we're going and then intentionally do what we need to do every single day to get there.
Yeah.
So it's the vision. And I love the next one, Paul. I mean, honestly, it goes right along with it. And this is we love and want people who exceed expectations. And I love to say it like this, Paul, go the extra mile, do a little extra, do, it's really, what the expectation is, and just to exceed that in whatever way, and just constantly have that in your mind that you're going to do a little more and exceed the expectations of your for even that you set for yourself. I think when you exceed the expectations for you, I think it makes you more confident.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And this one's near and dear to my heart because the thing I really hate most out there is when people oversell and underdeliver.
Oh
Oh,
gosh.
this is going to be so awesome. I know. And then you get it and you're like, this isn't good at all. So I want to underplay and over deliver.
Yeah.
Hey, this is going to be good. And they come, they're like, hey, good. This is unbelievable. Like I owe you more money now because this changed my life. Like, so it's having that whatever you expected from these podcasts, we're going to exceed it. I thought it was going to be good. I just didn't know it was going to be this good. So this is a big one for me and Cheryl. We're always looking to exceed expectations and go above and beyond.
Yeah, absolutely. And the next one, to exceed expectations, Paul, I really think that you do need to have an outstanding attitude. And I love that. And you know what? That's not an outstanding attitude when everything's going well. Okay.
Right.
That's an outstanding attitude all the time. Like, really, it was so funny yesterday. I was talking to my daughter and she goes, oh, yeah, that's right, Mom. We need to have the glass half full attitude, not the glass half empty. I
Oh,
said,
she's telling you that.
oh, she told me that. Yeah, because she was just remembering it. Because of course I say that all the time. I mean, and I say a lot more than that. But that's
Right.
just one of the things. But it's so important, I think, to have that outstanding attitude. And I think people are drawn to you when you do have that attitude. People are drawn to you. Not I think, they are drawn to you as you because it just emulates from you. It just goes out. It's people love to be around you.
Yeah. I'm going to go one step further with that, Cheryl, though, because um, if you don't have an outstanding attitude, we don't want you on the team. I mean, this is big for us. We want to be around people who have a great attitude, who love life and want to help other people and get better. There's nothing worse than having someone in your team with a bad attitude. I mean,
Yeah,
nothing worse.
absolutely. And and to have an outstanding attitude, I think one of the most important things, Paul, is to have that high energy.
Yeah.
So we want people with high energy, excitement, fun. When you get around people, there's one of two or three things that can happen. Either you can feel,
Yeah.
when you get around that, or you can be like excited and motivated and gosh, I want to be better and I want to help others. I want to make others better, so be the type of person that other people want to be around.
Yeah.
That's always been really important to me.
Yeah. John talks about this a lot because he was around people in different churches he was with and stuff. He's like, you used to meet people that like suck all the energy out of you.
Yeah.
You don't want those people. You want the high energy
And
people.
don't be that person,
No.
right?
Yeah.
If you are, and if you might not even know you are, but if you are, then figure out a way to grow daily and change that.
Yeah.
Because you can, right? You can do that.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I think the next one, in order to have all these other things, this next one is of the utmost importance. And that is, Paul, I know it's one of your favorite ones, that we want people who really have self-discipline.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. Dude, what's John's favorite saying about you can't drag a person across the finish line, or
Oh,
there's only so
no.
many times, so much you can put up with people. and you can't carry three people across the finish line on your back. So you got to look for people who are self-disciplined, that do it without you telling them to do it over and over
Right.
and over again, 10,000 times.
Yeah, the consistency too is super important. I think that goes right along with the self-discipline. And then number 10 is near and dear to my heart. It's like, I think it might be my favorite, Paul, even though all the others are super important.
Mm-hmm.
But this one is just we want people who want to help other people elevate their lives. And that to me is just like a servant heart. And, and it's so important to both Paul and I that that we are really like that. I mean, like we live our lives, we get up, that's what wakes us up at night, thinking about, who we need to help, how we need to help. And something that I like to always remember is I cannot reach everybody, but I can reach the people who I need to reach to be able to help. And
Yeah.
that's why we have like a whole community, a whole group of people, because I can't reach the people that Paul reaches. Paul can't reach the people that Becca reaches. Becca can't reach the people that Rob can reach, right? And so it's all different, but it's that group of people that come together and have that heart to help others. And I think that's so important, Paul.
Yeah, it goes back to the six human needs. And of course, our number one thing that we push is growth, growing ourselves, because we got to become better before we can help somebody else. But truthfully, the only reason why I grow and obsess with growth is so I have more to offer other people. I want, when someone comes to me and says I have a problem, and I don't care what the problem is, I want to be that guy that fixes it. Oh, well, you just do this. I don't care what area of life it is or what's going on. So I had to really work on myself a lot, and it drove me to do this massive amounts of personal growth so that I could be the type of person that can help other people elevate their life. Because Cheryl, contribution, there's nothing makes you feel better than that
Yeah.
when you contribute to someone else's life.
Oh, I completely agree. And it doesn't matter what you have. It doesn't matter how much you have. If you're not contributing, then you won't feel that sense of peace and joy and
Fulfillment.
yeah, fulfillment. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So the plus one for today is, well, first of all, Cheryl and I had to ask ourselves, do we have all these qualities? And we just can't rattle off these things and want a team of people who have all these qualities without us having these qualities first. So
Right.
that's the whole point of this podcast, is that, yes, you can make this list up, but you got to go back to the list now and say, okay, Cheryl, which one of these things do we need to work on ourselves? Are we hungry? Are we coachable? Are we willing to do whatever it takes to succeed? Are we growing daily? Are we living intentionally? Are we exceeding expectations? Do we have an outstanding attitude? Do we have high energy? Do we have self-discipline, and do we really want to help people elevate their life? And we've answered all these questions at a level 10. And
Yeah.
and have all these qualities at a level 10. So that's why this is working so well with the Elevate Tribe and the Find the Fabulous group, is because there's two leaders that have all the qualities already here. So that's why we're birds of a feather flock together. So
Yeah.
we're attracting the people with those 10 qualities into our groups and listening to this podcast. And it's just been an unbelievable community we've been able to build, Gerald, because we love these 10 qualities.
Yeah, and we work on them daily, just like you said. And if and here's the great thing about this is just become aware that these are the good qualities, these are the qualities, right? That are so great to have. And so if you feel like I want to work on that one, or I want to work on this one, guess what? Work on it. You get to, because
Yep.
that's what growth is all about.
Yeah.
And then as you do that, our plus one for today, it's all about that. It's all about who you are is who you attract. And again, if you're not attracting the people that you want, then you change, you grow, you become the person that you want to attract. And Paul, I already know for sure they will come running.
Absolutely. And really pay attention to the things you're saying. Like if you say things like, boy, I wish I had people on my team that were harder workers. The first thing you got to do is catch yourself saying that and then go look in the mirror and say, am I a hard worker? The whole reason you don't have people that are hard workers on your team is probably because you ain't a hard worker. So again, you got to have these qualities yourself. As Cheryl just said, who you are is who you attract. So we really encourage you to improve the qualities you have so you can attract better people around you which will help you go, and elevate your life.
And also help you go from fine to fabulous.
Awesome. All right, Shaw, I really love this one. This is a great leadership lesson. Hopefully, people take this to heart and really do the homework and look at the qualities they have and the qualities they're looking for in people, and look to improve all these qualities, like you said. And you can. The good news is that, like you said, you can improve these qualities in you, and make them even better.
Yes.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next Tuesday for our mindset.
Bye.